up, y'all? Excuse me. I should have prepped before I got on. All right, so I'm doing a quick reflection of my life. Because I've come full circle, I'm finally off of the blood thinners. So life is getting better. And so what that made me realize and remember was a year ago I was almost dead. And what's really interesting, I'm laughing, because thankfully it wasn't a painful process for me. But what made me think about, let me talk to my people. First of all, damn, I look good. I'm dead serious. Okay, I don't like cars, but this car video is working for me. All right, so what was I saying? Yes. So what made me think about that was something that I told to a friend of mine, Jay, and on the end of the audio that I sent her, I was like, dude, I'm really in love with my life. And a year ago, I couldn't say that. And that is a huge realization for me, because a year ago, I couldn't say that. A year ago, I could not or would not say that I love my life. And now, even though things are, hey, Therese, even though things are not quite where I want them to be, hey, Elizabeth, they are getting there, bro. Like, for instance, I was just sitting here. First of all, I'm at the ice cream shop. I just tore it up. I'm going to send y'all a picture of that later, because I survived the work week. But anyway, so I was sitting here eating my ice cream, and it came to me. I said, my goal is to write a $220,000 check in 2020. Did y'all see that? To Uncle Sam to say thank you for your services, but I no longer need your student loan debt. Okay? So that is one of my goals. And then as I said that in my head, it suddenly occurred to me that that is possible. Like, that is truly something that is not a dream, a wish, a goal. That is something that is going to happen. I am going to say to Uncle Sam, thank you for your services. Your loan is no longer needed. So then I started thinking, so like I said, a year ago, I almost died. A year ago, I was in a hospital finding out that I had blood clots in my lungs that were on their way to my heart. So I literally almost stopped living. But the truth of the matter is that was only physical, because I had stopped living spiritually a long time ago, a very long time ago. And I realized as I was sitting here, and then I was like, let me get on this live and talk to people, because somebody might be in that season right now. I'm at the end of that. Matter of fact, it's already ended. So let me talk to the person who's in this season right now. So for the last 10 years, up until now, and it got really hard over the last 7, but for the last 10 years, I became the person, unlike myself. Usually when people doubted me, I would go, okay, I'm going to prove you wrong. And so when I came up pregnant at 16, they told me I wasn't going to graduate high school. Okay, watch me. To the point where I was negotiating with teachers to make sure that I got the grade I needed to get. I was like, yo, I know I'm doing a D in your class right now, but if I pass your final with the A on the exam, will you pass me for the class? Sure enough, I did it because I was capable. But, I normally didn't let people in on my secrets, on the things that was going on with me, because as I learned in my house, in my mama house, what went on in my house stays in my house. And some of y'all can identify with that. So I was this fighter. And then somewhere 10 years ago, I stopped fighting. Somewhere 10 years ago, I stopped letting somebody's doubts be a fuel to my fire and start taking their doubts on as if they were mine. So I stopped fighting and started proving people right. And finally, here I was in this hospital about to die, about to physically stop living when I'd already spiritually and mentally and emotionally stopped living. And I was given a second chance at finding my voice and living my truth and living my life. Because when I was in the back of that ambulance truck, I was saying, this is not going to be my legacy. because my legacy was one of hardship. My legacy was one of grind. My legacy was one of hustle. My legacy was one of not being enough. My legacy was one of like I said, just overall struggle. And that was also my inheritance. That's what I inherited from my immediate family. And so I had to go, no, this is not what I'm giving my daughter. This is not what I'm passing on to my children. And so this year, I started fighting for me, because I was given the assignment that first time when you were a teenager and people were telling you stuff by doubt, you were like, let me prove them wrong. That wasn't what you were supposed to be doing. You were supposed to continue believing in yourself and proving yourself right. And then in that next season of my life, that next phase of my life, when it became that I took their doubts and I made their doubts my own, I stopped believing in me. I stopped believing in my possibilities. And it literally took until the point where I almost stopped existing that I went, okay, I got to live my dreams. I got to live my life. I got to live my purpose. I got to live. And so my assignment this year was to trust in myself and believe in myself. And so if you're somebody out there who have experienced the things that I've experienced in a similar way, like you were making decisions and felt like the things that were falling out were your fault, like you felt like you couldn't trust your own decisions, you felt like people who said they were believing in you were only doing so to be nice, and there was really nothing to believe in, you weren't any more special than anybody else, I'm going to ask you to put a pause on that right now. And I really want you to consider the fact that you are unique. And this is no bullshit. This is not some really nice, let's fill you up with stuff. This really is the truth. You and I do not share the same story. We might have similarities, but we don't share the same story. We don't have the same purpose. We don't have the same goal. We don't have the same dream. And we don't have the same legacies. And so what I'm saying is, I'm sitting here in this car going, I'm going to easily pay the student loan off because I'm walking in my dreams. I went to a screenwriting class and I've been taking it for a year, but I was doing it as a hobby. I joined into the entrepreneurship realm 3 years ago, but I did it as a hobby because I was so busy not trusting in my decisions, so busy not trusting in me or believing in me, that everything was just a hobby. And this year I said, no more. This is not a hobby. And all of a sudden, my real life caught up to me. My real life caught up to my dreams because my dreams became and are becoming my real life. Yo, catch that. I am a paid screenwriter, and I am about to sell an entire series of movies that have never been seen on this platform, that are not going to be predictable, and that are going to bring romance back to the lives of people who don't even think that they deserve love. Yo. And I'm out here teaching people how to tell their stories by writing their own stories and hitting the stage and sharing them and not holding on to them and dying with them inside of them. And that's my other dream, my other passion. And yo, it's become my reality. Like, how insane is it that I am a TEDx speaker, that I hit the stage, that I've written books, that I've written screenplays, and that I'm about to become a producer director? Yo, how insane. My reality has caught up to my dreams because my dreams are now my reality. A year ago, I hated my life. And a year ago, I almost lost my life. Yo. So I want you to know, I didn't mean to get emotional, but I want you to know that whatever season you're in, allow it to rain, because that rain is going to be fertilizing food for your growth if you would allow it to. Because rain is necessary. Every tree needs it. Every tree can't be thirsty because it needs it to grow. Even the cactus knows how to hold on to the rain for the times when things get dry and hot and humid and impossible. So don't allow yourself to drown in your rain. Don't allow yourself to drown in your tears. Learn how to swim. And if you can't swim, if you get tired, turn on your back and float. And if you can't float, Grab onto a branch, grab onto a friend, grab onto somebody who will help you keep kicking. Because until you're in the ground, you're not done living. Wake up and go make your dreams and your reality the same. Peace out, y'all. Stay dope, be dope. Bye, y'all.